What's up, Joe? Look at you, man.
Yeah,
Is that,
man.
where are you? What is this? I like this. It's daylight too, where you're at. This is quite
Yeah,
a little change. Outdoors and
yeah,
daylight.
yeah. So this is Attica, Michigan. I'm on Elk Lake
Elk
in
Lake.
Attica, Michigan. Yeah,
Is that
yeah.
a light? Is that a lighthouse behind you? What is that?
It is a lighthouse, but it's
Okay.
actually it's not really a lighthouse.
Is it
It
like a
is
light hut? What is it? Like it's a little shed, a light shed?
yes, that's basically what it is. It's actually nice. But it's the neighbors here, Jerry and Kathy, and they have this. It's like right on one of the points of of Elk Lake.
Do they live in the light? That's their cabin. Instead of a
It's
cabin,
like
they're like, screw it. We're gonna buy a light hut.
no, it's actually it's actually just kind of a decorative part to their house.
Oh, that was a neat little illusion. Okay, look at that. That's
But
funny. It
see
looks
how I
like
have
it's
positioned it.
yeah, it looks like it's
I
just sitting up
positioned
on a
myself.
knoll.
So yeah, exactly. So I
Very
made it look a lot cooler, and then you just took the illusion away, which is
crafty Joe. That was no. You should have rolled it. You should have been like, what'd you say his name was? Jerry, Kathy. What's their names?
yeah.
You
It's
should have been
Jerry.
like, yeah. They live in the little tower and they ring a bell for crossing canoes. It's like a little. They want to make sure that the John boats don't get hung up on the rocks.
It actually, they do have like a light that spins at
Oh my
night and everything. Very cool, very cool.
All right, I'm gonna let
It's a
this
good
bit
spot.
go. This bit keeps kicking me in the teeth. I'm done with it. It's good.
Uh, it's a good spot. And these, it looks like I'm at a log cabin, but this is just cement.
It's just cement siding to.
Yes. So everything's great. I'm out in the wilderness here. We need lighthouses. We have log cabins, but not
Yeah.
really.
Wouldn't it have been great if nature made something that was cylindrical and two layered that you could cut in half and stick on the side of a building? Instead, you had to go get the concrete ones.
It's gorgeous. It's a gorgeous day. The sun is shining brightly. It's fantastic. I'm ready for a proper cup of Joe.
Yeah, for people that don't know, I guess there's two things we should say for people that don't know. So, although it might not seem like it, my voice is shot too from partially starting from the hangout with Joe last Friday night. Joe and I do the show every week. I own and breed reptiles, and Joe doesn't, and he's got lots of questions. But Joe's also on vacation, so this is a dedicated man. He's working through vacation. And you're up.
Even though I skipped last week, and well, I didn't skip entirely. I think I tried to come in there at the end.
You attempted to log in from the train, which you did technically do, but not much more than that. Yeah.
Yes, it was disastrous.
And then Joe was here in Minnesota. We had a good hang for a couple days here, huh?
Yeah, that was great. It was fantastic. It's been a great trip so far. And, of course, your hospitality. We got in on Friday. This guy has, steaks prepared. He's ready to roll. He has a grill. He fires up the grill. We have it's probably the best meal that I've had this entire trip. It's great.
Okay.
It's really
in the
good.
trip. I was like, how far are we taking this? Wait a minute here. Yeah, well, it was
the last week and a half.
It was Ribeye Friday, and what's the ethos? Continuous small treats.
Yeah, continuous small treats. You gotta take care of yourself, in little ways. All
Ribeye Friday is not to be messed with. So you and Chelsea were invited into the fold of Ribeye Friday, and we had a nice evening.
You don't mess with Ribeye Friday. And the other thing too is I got to see your facility. That was fantastic. Really
All
great.
right. Now, no fluff. You don't have to. I mean, I know that you make a huge amount of money doing this show, and you wouldn't want to upset Adam and all of that. So give him the real, like, no fluff thing. What was like what'd you think of it? Like, what struck you?
So you arrive at the facility, and it is a car wash, right? And it looks like a regular old car wash.
Keyword being
And
old.
then,
It looks like an old car
yes.
wash.
Yeah. So I was like, oh, okay. And this is what he's been working on. Okay, I see. And then he goes, oh, let me show you this. And he opens up the bay that has been transformed into keeping snakes and rodents. And it's like stepping into a different world. It's like it's new. It's everything is clean. Everything is it's awesome. It's so great. And the prize, the belle of the ball, is the sink.
Oh, it's right in the middle, right?
Yes, it's great.
It's under the spotlight, everything, man.
So I was talking to Kelly, your wife, and she was like, "So what'd you think?" And I don't think I said this to you. It's like it's inspirational, actually. Like I was really, after I got home from seeing that, I was really inspired, because I saw where you started with it, and I saw the vision that you had for it, and then to go and to be inside this vision that you have executed. It was I was really inspired by it. It was awesome. It was great. Really,
thank you,
fantastic.
man. That's a huge compliment. Thank you.
Yeah.
We also talked some of like, okay, now the terror starts. Like, okay, I've had this vision. I've got this thing. Now I have to like justify it and explain it and make money off of it.
Right.
Which is really hard to do, which is the whole like premise of everything I've ever talked about on any Proper Royals content for years now. And I'm like, oh yeah, big surprise, Adam. It's going to be a little bit hard to do. So that part's underway. It's
but I mean, it's growing. I mean, even since the last time I saw your snakes, I think the last time I saw your snakes was 2 years ago. And then the collection it's grown and grown. And I mean, everything about it was cool. And you didn't even have the rodents when I saw.
That's
saw
true.
it
Yeah,
last.
that was not part of the operation whatsoever last time. Yeah.
Yeah, and that to me was really educational too. Just going into that area and how you keep them, how you feed them, all of the different things that you need to think about when you are breeding rodents. And you talked about, there's always the threat of flooding with one of the rodents chewing through like the water line or whatever if they get out. That's like, it's all stuff that you just don't think about, and then you learn from each other. And then you have to put in safeguards in order to, like, I thought that was really neat. I mean, there's so much you think, like, as an outsider, somebody who doesn't have snakes, doesn't have rodents, as an outsider, you go, yeah, okay. You put some rodents together, or you put some snakes together, and then magic happens. But there's so many things that are involved in having a clean facility, making sure that both the rodents and the snakes are healthy. They're fed constantly. They're making they're making good babies.
They're making good babies. That's right. That's the key right there. They're making good babies.
I mean, and just to see that, and on all the thought that has gone into making a really great facility, I thought it was. Like I said, I was inspired. It's cool.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. I have to ask. So for the audience, a little frame of reference. So Joe's partner Chelsea and I, we went to high school together. I don't know, however many do the math. I think it is. I literally think it's 30 years. I think it was 1995 that we met each other. So literally 30 years ago. And in that time, I don't know her parents real well, but I've met her parents before. and hung out. So you get, and you're at their cabin now in Michigan. They're your host this week,
right,
correct? Is that right?
Yeah, right. That's right. That's right.
You get back off the train. Did you what did you explain to them that Adam is, like, oh, how's Adam? Oh, he's good. Oh, by the way, he has. Did you go through all that? Like, what was the feedback?
Well,
on
they know I do this on Thursday mornings with you. So they are aware of your business.
Yeah.
Now, there is so with Chelsea's mom, she's one of, I think she had a bad experience when she was a child with a snake.
Sure. Okay.
And she's deeply afraid of snakes. And so I was like, you want to see pictures? I took pictures of your facility and stuff like that. And she was like, no, that's okay. It's like I showed her pictures from Minneapolis and St. Paul and stuff like that. And then I was like, do you want to see these? And she was like, no, I don't need to see that. That's okay.
But were there even any snakes in the picture? Like, didn't you have some pictures of just like hanging out?
I showed her the facility, yes.
Oh, but okay. All right.
Yeah, I showed her like pictures of us hanging out, and she asked about you, and she was like, "Is he doing okay?" It would be, I'm glad to hear that he's doing all right. So, but then it got to like show pictures, and she was like, "Nah, I don't need to see pictures of snakes."
Okay. Well, all right. I had along those lines. I have an interesting proposal. I don't know, a pitch, an idea. One of my good buddies that I think you've met before, but maybe not. He was the best man at my wedding, and I went to college with him. His name is Andy, and I talked to Andy the other night because he and I are trying to. I was inspired that you and Chelsea were here. I was like, well, I gotta get Andy up here. He needs to figure this out, And likewise, I know Andy's mom pretty well, and I've spent like holidays with them, and he and I are really just very close friends. Anyway, apparently his mom, her name's Marianne, has a whole lot of questions about what I do, and I was like, well, let me tell you, I got this show on Thursday mornings. That's the whole premise of it. And he was like, dude, you have got to get my mom on as like a guest or a guest host. And I was like, well, maybe next time Joe takes vacation, I'll bring on Mary Ann and we'll revisit like some of her questions. But then I was like, no,
it's good.
I think Joe would really appreciate like being able to sort of steward Mary Ann through some of the questions.
Yes.
So I'm wondering,
I kind of want to be here for that.
I'm wondering if the audience now. So again, for context, I'm now fully mid 40s. My friend of 30 years, his mother, you could do some math. She's of a certain age because we all age. Would we like to see Mary Ann? I won't say her last name. Mary Ann on the show. Asking some, interrogative questions of Adam about his life choices and where he's landed at with these life choices.
Yeah, let us know. I mean, we could have Chelsea's folks on too. I mean, it'd be great. Yeah, and getting somebody like Chelsea's mom too to appreciate the business, the industry. That would be a hard sell. And that's what you're trying to do. That's what we're doing here is like, hey, let's introduce it let's make it palatable for somebody. Now, most of the people that listen to us are snake breeders. But somebody comes along and, starts to learn a little bit about it. Maybe they jump in.
Yeah. Well, and maybe they'd tell their friends. So like they could try and explain to their friends who then would have questions. And, maybe there'd be some ripples in this pond, of
right.
Of results. I'm not sure. I will
now getting Chelsea's mom onto technology and the podcast. That might be a little bit of a struggle, but
you might just have to pick up your phone, Joe, and just walk up to her and be like, "You're on now."
And by the way, this is a great idea because we've been doing the show for going on 2 years now. And
my math says we got to be like right on the button of 2 years at least, because I left Florida before September of 23, and we're in the end of July of 25 now, and we started this while I was in Florida.
Well, I think it is like 2 years on the nose. Yeah. And being having a conversation with you about snakes and other things every week for 2 years, I'm an expert at this point.
I thought you were going to tell me it's grown stale. You've run out of questions. We've burnt the premise of the show.
No. Believe me, there's still a lot more questions, but I could breed snakes at this point. I mean, because of the knowledge, the talent that I am sitting with every week on.
You know what? I think for this year's pairings and this breeding season coming up, I'm going to give you a lineup of like 3 males and 10 females to choose from. And we're going to do a Joe's choice, and Joe can pick a couple pairings that we're going to do.
Oh, okay. Yes, that would be great. Now, there's males and females of snakes. I didn't realize.
Right. Wait a minute. You got both kinds?
Both kinds? It's not like they just happen.
Yeah. Actually, I like that. We're going to do a Joe's clutch. You could enlist the help of the audience for a little input. You could.
That sounds great, actually.
You could do a little homework on Morph Market on the gene calculator. Do a little research.
So, first question of the day: when is breeding season? When does that start?
Like October or so. But I'll be doing like a month from now. I'll start working on like I map out the pairings. I used to do it on a spreadsheet. Thankfully, I have a tool like Husbandry Pro that has a great breeding module, and all your animals are in the database, and you can pair them together, and it gives you just a great breeding plan. And it takes out one of the features. Yeah, it's one of the features there. If people want to try it, they can use P Royal 60 for 60 free days free trial of Husbandry Pro.
Way to go! And though you have a lot of rodents now that you are breeding, there is a great place where you can get your rodents and get your meals for your snakes. That would be a Cold-Blooded Cafe as well.
It is, and make no mistake about it. I do have lots of rodents, but I use the frozen rats from. I don't breed rats, so I like the frozen rats. Yeah, the freshest frozen rats, cleanest ones. When you open the bag, it's really nice. Get yourself free shipping. It's a really nice discount. Spend $200, which isn't that hard to do on rodents. You're going to get free shipping every time. It doesn't expire. Proper 11. That'll do it for you.
So we have this thing. I mean, when we first started this 2 years ago, we had kind of a plan of what the show was going to be like, and we found that when we got on in the morning, we just started to talk for a half hour or so, and just about our lives. And now, now at some point, Adam said, "Okay, we have to let's come up with just like one thing that we talk about from our week. Let's just decide on one thing," because I guess I was saying 2, 3, 4, 5 things that was going on in my week. So he had to rein me in, and he said, "Let's talk about one thing, Joe." So we came up with this thing. So at some point during this past weekend, and I forgot, but Adam said, "Let's do for our one thing 5 things." And I thought that was so funny because the one thing is supposed to be the one.
The one.
And I thought it was so funny that he wanted to do 5 things for the one thing that I forgot what those 5 things were supposed to be. So, Adam, what's the 5 things I was supposed to come up with?
I don't remember whatsoever. I think I think I had no. Now that you mention it, I recollect this conversation, but I did not prepare a list of 5 things whatsoever. I think my thought was we weren't going to have much opportunity for show prep. You being on vacation, me getting back in the swing of things from a long weekend, and I think I was just like, you know what? Here's the show prep. We'll do our, maybe it was like a top 5 like thing at the festival or a top 5 thing from the whole weekend. I'm not sure. Like maybe that's how we were going to share what we did with the audience. I'm not sure what we I'm not sure where the inspiration was at that moment, but that gives us the freedom to declare it to be whatever we want right now, I suppose.
Yeah, we could do whatever we want. So the 5, I don't know. We don't have to do 5 things. I just thought that would be 10 things. We're talking about 10 things, and we're already 20 minutes in.
What if we collaborated on like right now in real time? We'll workshop and collaborate on like the top like 5 things of the weekend. How about that?
Okay, all right, that sounds good. You want to start? Or you want me to start?
Yeah, I can't decide if this is the number 1 thing or the number 5 thing. But I will say, so we went to this big festival. I don't know how many people were there. 50,000. Is that a fair ballpark? I mean, it was a big.
I couldn't. Yeah, it was huge.
I couldn't deny it. If somebody told me it was that many, I couldn't deny if somebody told me it was 100,000. I don't know how big it was. It was a big festival. It's been a while since I've been to a festival. And in my days at festivals, water and hydration was like impossible. And they had you, because you would have to go buy it and you'd have to pay, $15 for water or whatever. I was blown away. They had these massive water stations, really well done for everybody. And there was no like, we've already gotten you for X bazillion dollars to get into this thing. And now we're going to get you for another $99 just so you could stay hydrated. I was like, duh, what a simple answer. Hydrate tens of thousands of people out in the sun drinking. But I thought that they did that really well. That would make my list that would be my number 5, like really great thing, I thought.
Yeah. Number 5, that would be your number 5.
Yeah. I thought that was a great, like, do the right thing for the customer. That really was like my thought for today's show was like, how easy is it to just do the right thing for the customer?
Nice. Yes. Okay. All right. So I'm going to go, then the number 4 for me would be, it was my first time in St. Paul, Minneapolis, first time in the Twin Cities. And so I love going into a city and trying to explore, what they have to offer, mostly food and beverage, but other things as well. And we went after seeing going to the show. Adam and Chelsea and I went on a little crawl, and
out and about.
Yes, we went out and about in the city, in St. Paul, and we ended up. Well, we didn't end up, but we went to this place called the White Squirrel, which I loved. It was such a cool place. It was a great little room, and they had a band there that was a bunch of young guys playing some music. I thought they sounded great. I had a blast there at the White Squirrel. If you're in St. Paul, go and check that out. It's a great little music venue. What'd you think of that place?
I was well into the crawl, but I enjoyed it.
Did you like the White Squirrel or no?
Yeah. No, I liked it a lot. It occurred to me that there's like a skill to a good pub crawl, and it's outside of like maintaining and being able to enjoy the pub crawl. The skill to it is that you just got to get started, and along the way you find the cool people that are going to know where the next progressively cool place is. So if you think about it, like we started at a place that I thought was going to be cool because it branded itself as an Irish pub, but it wasn't an Irish pub. And we ran into jerks in there. Like we were like, we got to get out of here. We're wasting our time and our efforts here. This is terrible. And so then, like,
Yeah, they didn't like that I was from Philadelphia and that I was an Eagles fan, and they really laid into me,
they
man.
really let you know it too. Yeah, they told you.
They were aggressive. They
They
were aggressive
were.
boys.
They were dumb drunk kids. Yeah, they didn't know about old man strength. Like, I was like, these idiots, they better not cause a fight. Like, this isn't going to go well. But bartenders, I know from experience, like to go have a good time after their shift. So what you got to do is ask the bartender where the good service industry dive bar is. And that's where we started. And they directed us to a place that was pretty solid. And we had a round of drinks, and we were like, all right, where's the next place? Where should we go from here if we're looking for this? And really, I think us asking for live music was kind of that catalyst, because we're like, hey, this bar is great, but we're hoping to find some live music. And they're like, oh, you can go here. And anyhow, I think, do we go to 3 places? No, we went to 4 places. That's right, because the next place was anyway. You progressively ask, and you find the pot of gold at the end of the pub crawl rainbow after you do your work and you arrive there. And that was the White Squirrel. It was good. We did find our destination where we wanted to get to.
Yeah, St. Paul. It's funny. So you, how about you go? You go now. So you do number 3 then. Do you have a number 3?
Yeah, and these are in no particular order, although we're going to call it number 3. It might be number 1. New life hack I had not experienced, and boy was I. But what was the expression, Joe? By golly, I was pretty happy I did experience it by the time I did. So you go to this festival, and there's just an overwhelming number of people. And then all you want to do is get home. And in this day and age, we're so used to just like pressing a button to get you an Uber, and they're going to pop you. You know, it's like an episode of the Jetsons. Hey, I'd like to go somewhere. Push the button. Boom. The little ride arrives, and you go, and boom, and you're off. When there's all the people exiting. Sunday night. Yeah, Sunday night, the headliner was Green Day. Very good. These guys are pros. It's worth it. If you like them, go see them. They do an amazing job. You can't just dial up an Uber in the midst of 50,000 other people trying to dial up an Uber. And we were a little over a mile, which doesn't seem that far, but when you've been at a festival all day, and there's quite a bit of elevation between where we were staying, and anyway, we're walking, and there's these dudes that have, what do you call them, like rickshaws or pedicabs, or like tied to the back of a bike. And I remember from across the bridge, I was like, pedicab. And he looked, and he's like, I can't get to your side of the road. I was like, I'll get to your side of the road. And we crossed the bridge, and like in the middle of we crossed to the other side of the bridge that was crossing the river. And Joe, let me tell you, man, that dude had some wheels. I couldn't believe how fast it felt like we were going, how much I thought I was going to die, and how quickly the dude did a mile in that thing. We were at the place lickety split. I was done walking. I didn't have to suffer through the ramifications of being at a festival all day in the sun and enjoying some beverages and all of that. Right home. Never taken a pedicab before. The fresh air's blowing in your face. You're trusting the dude that he knows what he's doing, because you're riding in traffic. Like, these guys are, it's like you always see those videos of other countries that are just overpopulated, and like the bikes like in and out of the lanes. That's what he was doing, man. Yeah. With us in the back. It was good. That's probably my number 3. I would anytime that you can't get an Uber, look around for a pedicab and just hail them old school. There's no apps, there's nothing that. You just yell. You just pedicab. I was pretty happy.
Nice. Okay, so my number 2 then would be, I was surprised at how jazzy and musical everything was. Like, I like jazz music a lot, and so I wanted to find a place. Like, I only had tickets for one day of the festival, and Adam and Kelly had tickets for both days. So on that second day, where it was just me and Chelsea, I was going to be like, okay, let's find some jazz. Like it was going to be hard to find some jazz to
It's
go
going
and
to be your
listen to.
all-day jaunt to find
Yeah.
jazz.
I found a place, and it was basically the only place that wasn't have playing jazz. It was just nuts. We had jazz at the place. I think that was a jazzy place that we went to, the White Squirrel, and then we went to this great place called Hell's Kitchen. Had like a jazz thing in the morning. That was really nice. We walked through a park, and there was jazz in the park. And then we finally went to this place, which was a cool place, but they didn't have any music at all at all.
I
So
called the
I was
townsfolk.
surprised at.
Yeah, I put out a few calls. I was like, "Look, Joe's going to be here. Let's turn up the jazz this weekend in town, okay, guys?"
Yeah, they knew I was coming, I guess. I don't know.
Now
But
that day walking about town, so you found some jazz. What else you get into that day?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot that. You don't have to explain that you got into. How about this? There's a little.
Well, now
there's
it's
a
gonna be
little.
weird.
No, there's a little inside joke, and we'll keep this appropriate here. There's a little pun, and I don't know how widespread this is because you might not be able to purchase such things in other parts of the world or the country. But it turns out, Joe, you found a drink that you thought was called 1OMG, right? Like that was the branding on it. You were like, I'll take a 1OMG, right?
Right, yeah. But it wasn't 1OMG.
It turns out the O was actually a 0. We'll let people figure it out from there.
Yes,
the O is a 0. You guys do the math from there.
Yeah, it kind of took me by surprise. It was bad. It was bad. Somebody should have explained something to me.
Right, that the canned beverage was not named 1OMG.
No. I should have noticed the confused look on the bartender's face.
Right.
But yeah, so we went to the sculpture garden in Minneapolis, which has the the stone bridge and cherry sculpture and stuff. But even that's a whole garden of sculptures. That was really cool. And we just walked. We walked and walked. We walked 6 miles or something that day. It was really cool.
Nice.
Really nice.
I think my number one, and I've got to think maybe it's your number one because I saw you sort of dance around the topic, which was really smart that was good. That means we've been doing this long enough that we're sort of sending signals here. This is the show behind the show where there's actually no show prep and we do it on the fly. But I think I'm going to guess that our collective number one, maybe Sunday morning, after Saturday night, which, if your old friends are in town, if you've gone to a festival all day, if you feel like you need to go out for a pub crawl, if you happen to run into a rock star and hang out with him, one of the musicians from the E Street Band, which we did, as one does.
As one does,
you might feel a certain way come Sunday morning. And Sunday morning came and we said, we need to be refreshed. And we started to think about some options. And I had heard tales of this place called Hell's Kitchen. Now, it's not the Gordon Ramsay concept. It's its own independent place. And they have a menu and they have a bar, or they just have this, imagine a salad bar, except it's a Bloody Mary bar. And it was what, 40 feet long, 50 feet long, Joe?
I think it was 35 feet long, but it was two-sided. It was two sides.
Yeah, to your right, you got your Bloody Mary goodies, and to your left, you got your mimosa Bellini screwdriver kind of place. And the whole concept is basically, now I have to say there was a little bit of sticker shock at first because it was $20 per trip through this thing. And I was like, that's a little much. But on the basis of do the right thing for the customer and over deliver, just take care of the customer. There's a pretty healthy pour of vodka that they started us off with. I would say very fair, right? Nothing
Yeah.
to
Oh yeah.
not shabby. Then you get to the bar, and there's a guy there, and he's like, "Look, here's the rules. You got a glass, whatever you can fit in it, whatever you can stack up, and there's a whole bunch of skewers. Whatever you could skewer into this thing, it's yours. Take it."
Go for it. Yeah. Yeah.
Joe, I'm talking they had dry rubbed chicken wings on this bar. I shoved 6 chicken wings on a skewer and balanced it on the top of my Bloody Mary. That was after shoving 7 slices of bacon. What else? Oh, shrimp cocktail, filled her right up with that. What else? Oh, the classic Midwest snack, the beef stick, couple beef sticks in there. Imagine like a gourmet Slim Jim. That was in there.
They
Some
had little
pepperoncinis. Yeah,
corn
what'd you
dogs.
go with? Oh, yeah, that's
corn
right. They had
dogs.
little corn dogs you could put in there.
They had something called sausage bread, which I never had before. But
I did not try it. I was like, you know what? Space is limited. I'm going to have to make some tough choices. I'm not putting sausage bread in it. Was it good? What was it?
It tasted like bread. I mean, it
Okay.
wasn't anything. So I wanted to try it. So you got to try it. And there are so yes, it was a really fun place to go. It was great. And actually the place was great too. I mean, it's just great atmosphere. It's employee owned, which I thought was really cool. You know, the owners divested and then the employees took over, and I thought that was really great. Good. Everybody was really, I met a lot of like really nice bartenders and service people over the weekend. I thought they were really, really great. Like, and I've seen like the level of service go down in the past couple of years.
Right.
But for some reason in Minneapolis and St. Paul, we ran into some really cool, nice bartenders and servers. So yes, Hell's Kitchen was great, but I would say that wasn't really my number one.
Oh, wow. That was my number one. What did you have for your number one?
Well, I would say sharing milkshakes.
Oh yeah, that was yeah. Should we
should
we flash the picture quickly? All right,
sure,
you tell the story. I will I'll get it where it needs to be here.
So one of the reasons we that I wanted to go to this festival is that an old friend of mine that I met when I was in college was playing at the festival, Jake Clemens. So he had a show we went to see. That was part of the festival. That was earlier in the day on Saturday. We went to see that, and then we met up with him at the White Squirrel, and you know I think he's on a different time schedule than most people in the world.
Yeah, time is not particularly linear for him. It just is, and it, you know.
So we went to the and we had a nice time there. We hung out, and then we went to a diner that was open. It was real late at night, so we went.
This was after the crawl, yeah. So I mean, it had to be 1:30 or 2 when we strolled into the diner.
Yeah. I don't know why we decided let's pretend like we're in our 20s again. I mean,
we did need we needed calories. I will say that, and it was a fun hang. We had a good time. So yeah, we're with Jake.
Well, you at one point turned to me and said, "I need chicken wings," and so
yeah, that's true.
Well, I don't know where we're gonna get chicken wings at this time of night, but there is a diner. We found this diner that was open, and
along with Jake, his like roadie guitar tech was there too, which is I like those. But those are my people. Like I like that. I like that scene. And he was from Dublin. He had flown in from Dublin just for the gig. So you got an interesting.
Yeah, he was a really nice guy.
Yeah, there was a good crowd of like interesting people to hang out with. Lots of good conversation to have. Yeah.
Yeah. So we had breakfast and everything, but something that Jake and I used to do when we lived in like a college town, and we'd go to Sheetz, the the gas station.
The gas
Sheets.
station. It's like a
And we would.
it's like a step below Wawa, or would you put it on the same par as Wawa?
It's a competitor of Wawa. I don't think it's expanded as much as Wawa has in the last
Right.
few years, but it's a competitor of Wawa, yeah. But we would go to Sheets because that was what was there, and we'd share a milk. Well, we wouldn't share a milkshake. We'd get milkshakes and talk about our life.
Okay.
And at this point, when we order the milkshakes, our waitress has already dealt with this large group of people, and she's like,
We're
"You
back at the
all want within 6 of us."
We're back at the
Yes.
diner now, not at Sheets. We're back in
Yeah,
present day at the diner. Yeah.
at the diner. And we say we all want milkshakes. And she goes, "I only have 3 cups for milkshakes."
This is where the
So
service falls off at about 3 in the morning when milkshakes are involved. The service, then that's it. They've had enough of us at that point.
goes like, so we get 3 milkshakes and we share. And Adam and I both share. We share a milkshake. So I just thought it was funny. I thought it was great. It was a fun time. We were all sharing milkshakes together at the end of a kind of a raucous night. It was nice.
Yeah. Here's the moment. I don't see, you have to go into StreamYard and upload the photo, which I'm going to do. But when I click upload, I don't know if it automatically presents or I have to click another button. So I don't really have the timing down because I didn't have it pre-staged. But here we go. Joe's number one moment of the weekend. Of all of these moments, this is his number one. I click, oh, here.
Oh yeah, we had a blast. I'm wearing the same hat. Oh gosh.
Yeah, look, apparently I decided the buttons on my shirt were optional at that point. What am I doing, Joe? What's going on?
And you're oh yeah, and you really want to lock eyes with me.
Well, if we're going to enjoy a milkshake, we're going to enjoy. We could have cleaned up the dishes on the table or anything. What are we doing? That's why I think this is a one-time viewer added bonus only. This is going to go away here in a moment. This is
okay. Please.
There we go. Moment number one of Joe and Adam's corporate Proper Royals summer meetings retreat in St. Paul.
It was fun. It was a great time, and you guys were so hospitable and everything. I just had a blast. It was great.
Well, no, I'm glad that you came, man. We did. That was really fun. It's good catching up with old people, especially when, for me, I'm kind of this is still a little bit of a stranger in a strange place situation for me in Minnesota. So it was really great to have you guys back and have you guys back, to have you guys up to come visit a little old taste of home and all that good stuff,
Yeah, it was great. It was great. And you're right. It's like it was a weekend of old friends, seeing people. I've met a guy. We stopped in Chicago on the way out to St. Paul. So, and I used to live in Chicago, and I have one friend who's still there, and we got together on Thursday night, and
sweet, very
that
cool.
was fantastic, really cool. I got to we hung out with you all weekend, and then catching up with Jake too. That was great. It was awesome. So it was a lot of catching up and having fun that way.
That's cool. Before we get lost, we should tell people, you guys got to go check out Keeper Kane. Go check out his YouTube channel. Kane's got aquatics, inverts, tarantulas, and a variety of reptiles. Pretty good ball python breeder as well. Check out Keeper Kane on YouTube. He's also on Instagram, but his YouTube channel, family friendly, reliably so. And he's a good dude. I've been doing business with him for a couple of years now. I'm really happy to have him supporting the show. Go check out Keeper Kane. The link is right down below, but you can also remember Keeper Kane. It's actually got a nice little ring to it, right? You get, I don't know what the magic number of syllables is to run off the tongue, but that was pretty, I think that one fits.
It's good. It's good. And he's a great contributor to the show here. So
he does. He is.
Yeah.
So thanks to Kane for the support, guys. Go check him out. It's easy to give a follow, and it's pretty fun content too, like I said. So fish, aquatics, reptiles, just his whole life there in Tennessee on YouTube. So check that out. Joe, the worst part about vacation, it's got to come to an end, man. That's what vacations do. What's your schedule like? And then you got a long drive back to Florida, don't you?
Yeah, we do, which is okay. It's fine. I don't know if we're gonna break it up or not. We might go just all the way through, and then we're leaving here on Saturday. So we've got today. We're gonna hang out with the lighthouse folks over there, Jerry and Kathy.
Hmm.
And then like I did like the things that we planned. A lot of the activity was up front in the on the trip. So right now it's just like I was out fishing in a kayak yesterday. Just
Nice.
that's like the main thing that I did, and it was fine. Like we're just really relaxing. I'll probably do that again today. So very good stuff. So but then leaving on Saturday and maybe stopping somewhere on the way, or maybe just driving all the way through is fine, and then being home. Like there's like I love traveling, I love being away, but man, it is really great to get back to your own space and your own things. So I'm kind of looking forward to that.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, where are you at on the meter of like, okay, I'm ready.
uh, I could do like I could stay here for a while actually.
Yeah, I mean, it looks
This is
pretty sweet. If there's, I'm
yeah,
assuming there's a lake out there. If there's a lighthouse on the neighbor's
yes,
roof, so there's some.
yes,
You got
yes.
the
Yeah,
lake.
I'm trying to
Yeah, the
see.
kids and the family are with you and everything. That's pretty cool, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, well, actually, Aiden and Raleigh went home, so actually just me and Chelsea. So,
Ah, okay.
yeah, yeah. So, we'll be hanging out, and yeah, I could probably do this for a while, but yeah, there are some things that I'm itching to get back to, I
You
guess.
got to tend to life going on there.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Exactly. 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 Uh, so I did mention we should probably talk about some snake stuff, but I did
yeah,
mention earlier uh, the flooding of the rodents. I thought that was very interesting. That you have to make sure. So you said to me that when you raise rodents, like there is a problem of flooding. Like there's that happens a bunch. So you have to safeguard
yeah,
and make sure that things are in place. Can you explain that to me a little bit?
yeah. There's a couple. The echo kicked up. There's a couple classic potential fail points um, with the rodents, and it's a constant debate, not like in a tribal way, thank God, but just in a like a discussion. Because so the rodents, they drink from the water nipples, so the water nipple can fail. You could get an escapee that wants water, and I don't know if they smell it or what, but somehow they know if they chew through the water line, they're going to get water.
It's KP.
Yeah, and so you got to watch those escapees, and you got to watch. Hence, me having Lucy, she's sort of the patrol dog that keeps the rodents in line, and then if you see one jump, you got to pounce, you got to get that thing. Anyway, you have a couple potential fail points, and it happens, unfortunately. And there's even more fail points within the nipple, because the nipple could come off of the water line itself. The spring in the nipple can fail as well, and it's just a spring that causes the valve on and off. The rodents tick the little. I keep saying nipple. They tip the tip of the nipple,
Making me
and that
uncomfortable with all
and
the
that
nipple.
releases the spring valve, and the water flows through there, and that's how they drink. But if that spring valve fails, that can cause, and all of these fail points would cause unfettered flow of water. And most people, not most, a lot of people elect to use a 5-gallon bucket, just classic gravity driven physics, just like a small town's water tower would do. That pressure, the 5-gallon bucket of water pressurizes the water throughout the water lines in the rack. As long as the water bucket's higher and it's heavier, it pushes the water. So if you did get a flood, this sounds horrible, but it would only flood 5 gallons worth, which would cause a lot of trouble for some of the rodents, but not the whole rack.
Yeah.
I, on the other hand, have a pressurized water system where there would be, in theory, no end to the amount of water that could flow into the the failed part. And then because it's a vertical rack, when that tub overflows, it then would start flooding the one below it and the one below it. I don't really think it's going to splash sideways, but there could be a whole lot more. There could be a whole lot more. I mean, what ends up happening is the rodents would drown if there's a flood. So it's something that we look at trying to prevent. We don't want to have the damage to the facility either, the water damage on the sheetrock. So I had engineered a drain. I actually have a drain hole through my wall that goes to the floor drain on the reptile side, out of the rodent side, just because of that. So yeah, you got to watch out the floods on them. So there's a daily water nipple check.
You got to check the nipples every day. So
Somebody's got to do it.
So the other thing is that I saw some of your collection, and I was really impressed with some of the new snakes that you have, and some of the older ones that some of the holdbacks as well. And I'm trying to think of the one, like I really loved the orange, help me out here.
Orange Dream. Did we look at one of those?
Yeah. I think so. I think
Orange Dream Pied. Was it like the white splotchy one with the orange splotches?
It was both of them. I really liked it. I have a picture of two of them. One has the I think the pastel orange.
Okay.
No? Yeah, and then there's more of a. Then right next to it was a. It was less pronounced. The pastel was less pronounced, but it was they were sitting right next to each other.
I think those were the gravel clowns. I think I had a pastel gravel clown and a gravel clown.
Oh, yeah.
I think we did a little like here's a pastel het clown. Here's a clown. Now here's the pastel in the clown. Now here's the gravel.
We did, yes.
So that we could see like,
how
it
stuck with me too.
Yeah, and here's how we're progressing. But it's a good exercise to do with people who are like, why do you breed these? And I could go, well, here's a normal, here's it without the recessive, here's it with the recessive, and you could see the stages of all the difference that it makes. So yeah, I think that was the gravel to gravel clown to pastel gravel clown, to which was memorable to you, and you said, man, those things really jumped out at me.
Yeah, the pastel gravel clown was like, you mentioned it about another snake, but I thought it was more like, I thought it described this snake even more. Was it looks like a cartoon, like somebody.
Oh, cool.
It looks like you mentioned. I think you mentioned the Jetsons earlier. Like it looked like something like the cartoonist of the Jetsons would go. Yeah. I'm gonna draw a snake and make it look like
swirlies
this.
In over here, huh?
Like some kind of like 70s cartoon, not the older Looney Tunes stuff, but like the 70s Hanna-Barbera stuff.
Yeah,
maybe like something out of Scooby-Doo.
When they thought it was going to be futuristic, but it really is just something from the 70s.
Yes, exactly. Yes.
Right.
Yes.
No, actually, that makes me really happy to hear, because like at the end of the day, all the genetics mumbo jumbo word salad that we throw out, that's cool and it works in our little circle. I want people to go, that was so cool, it didn't even look real. And that's where you go, now I'm winning. If people go, that doesn't even look real, that's like, yes. I didn't make it, they made it, but I created the opportunity and the scenario where they would make that, so that makes me happy. That delivers for me.
I think when you're not around snakes a lot, and then all of a sudden there's 300 snakes around you, there's an adjustment period where you go, there's 300 snakes around me. And so, but once you actually get past like, oh, that's a snake, you can, then you begin to see like how beautiful they are. They're just incredible creatures. They just
Thank you, man.
Look fantastic. And the way and the time the planning, the energy, all
Joe,
of the logistics, all of the safeguards. Yeah. Uh, and that go into making these beautiful creatures. It was just such a, uh, it was just such an inspiring experience. I just loved it. It was great.
oh man, well, thank you. That's a huge compliment, and uh, like you say, if you're around it every day, you get used to it.
Yeah.
If I'm in the facility every day, I get used to it. Anything can become a grind and stressful. So trying to get through the inspections, trying to figure out the finances of it,
Yeah.
banging the
And
nails into the
I think,
wood and hanging the sheetrock. Yeah, go ahead.
I think that's why, like, it's just something that I wanted to say to everybody who's listening, whether it's replay or live or whatever, is that if you are a breeder, if you are, if you're somebody who does this, and like going from a hobby to like a small, maybe a small business or a profession or something, I think sometimes you forget why you get into the hobby, and there's a danger there. So just as an outsider, and I don't know if I should call myself an outsider anymore, but just as an outsider, seeing how beautiful these creatures are, just don't lose sight of that, like, excitement of the hobby when you move more into this profession, and it becomes stressful and things like that, and you have to sell, and like Adam said, the terror actually hits you of, I've made this leap into this industry.
Right.
uh
There's
and
documents that I'm responsible for with a lot of zeros. Turns out that wasn't one OMG. Turns out that those were zeros in there.
so 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 I just wanted to offer that reminder to everybody, like, what these are beautiful creatures, fantastic, and striking, and something that reminds us of a great world that we live in. So anyway, off my I'll get I'll get off my pedestal or
Thank
soapbox
you,
or whatever.
man. No, that's really cool. And I think collectively the audience is probably like, we good. There's a non-snake normal person that's starting to get it. This is cool. Like we're doing this thing here.
Right,
Uh,
yeah.
that does lead into, and it's this will be, we got to wrap here, I know, but um so Kelly, we live in this town that has two colleges in it, so there's a ton of professors and academics um all around, and anytime that that we go out or we socialize, it's inevitably ends up with we're just hanging out with professors. Like that's just their, if you're in your mid 40s or early 50s in Northfield, you're probably working in academics, or you're me. So we're out and playing some trivia. This is going back a little ways. We're playing trivia, and this lady, she's on the team because she knows somebody else that's on the team, but we never met her before. Turns out she is a doctor of biology of some description, with a focus in genetics, and she is a genetics professor at one of the colleges, and she has children about Charlie's age. And she's like, could we come see the snakes? And I was like, well, I'm in the process of moving, and this is going on, and that's going on. And anyhow, Kelly played trivia last night, and she was there, and she was like, I told her I thought you were probably ready to give a tour if they wanted to check it out. And I thought she meant at the house, and I was like, I got to admit, it's not really like presentable show off here right now. I was like, but if they want to come out to the car wash, and Kelly was like, yeah, that's what I meant. I said, oh, cool. So Saturday, I'm going to have a doctor of biology of some sort with a specialty in genetics, and her kids, and we'll go check out the
That's
snakes
so
at the
great.
facility. Yeah, it's going to be pretty cool.
That is so great. That's such a, and it's such a part of your I don't want to make this a business thing because it seems like such a nice, but it's such a part of your brand too, that you're like an ambassador. you you want to show people how cool this stuff is, which is what you've done for me, and now you're going to do it for her and her
Yeah,
kid.
I do want to, and I have to put a disclaimer because I'm running into, like, and maybe the audience can chime in a little bit on this. I'm having a little bit of a struggle on like how public or private it is. I'm finding that I'm like, I don't know how comfortable I am with people just coming and going. Like there's definitely security. The place is covered in cameras and all of that. But it's still like my baby, and it doesn't quite feel like home, but I also, I don't want strangers just rolling through my home. And it's not set up as a shop. You saw, I mean, it's set up as a workshop, not as a storefront, So it's definitely appointment only. Like you can't just like show up, but get in touch with me if people want to check it out. We'll work it out. But I almost prefer having people that don't have snakes come to it, because like in the back of my mind, there's all this like biosecurity challenges. Like what if they have sick animals and they're coming straight from their sick animals to my place? So it's easier with like a professor and her kids that don't have any snakes, that we're just going to nerd out over genetics and Punnett squares for a little bit, versus somebody who I'm like, I don't know, and they're strangers, you know what I mean? I don't know. So I'm working through that. I have to get my head around that. That's odd to me. That's a little challenging for me.
Sure. Well, thanks, man. This is it's always good to catch up with you, even though we just hung out for a couple of days.
It feels different though. It feels it's a different sphere for sure. There's no milkshakes in the morning. That's for sure.
It was strange. It was strange to see you live in person, actually.
I don't want that to be the result.
Strange.
Joe, very, very safe travels on that long trip home. I hope it all goes well. Say hello to the family for me, and
I will.
Enjoy your time and on your vacation, man. Thanks so much.
Thanks, Adam. Thanks, everybody. Always great to connect with you guys. We'll see you next week.
See you guys. Bye.